How did Jon Gruden's resignation hit you, Michael?
How did it hit me? I like how you phrased that. Well, let's start with the obvious that when he was merely behaving like a racist,
I don't mean to laugh, but
the plan was
I understand
for him to remain as Raiders coach, as evident by the fact that he coached on Sunday, and Mark Davis and more knew about those emails for quite a while before the New York Times report in which he was exposed as behaving in a homophobic, sexist, misogynistic, so on manner, that he just couldn't survive it. It seems like we've reached something of a dead end. I'm not holding my breath as I take a deep breath. I'm not holding my breath that the NFL is going to be transparent, given that confidentiality was promised on the front end of the football team investigation. And I think what we've seen with Gruden and now prominent media members' practices coming out in the wash, that there's just too much here, both legally and in terms of learning how the sausage is actually made when it comes to this product here. There's just too much here at stake for the league to actually release these 650,000 emails and the rest of the findings of this quote-unquote investigation. And I say quote-unquote investigation, I don't even know that it was actually legitimate. I know they fined Snyder $10 million, but you're not going to tell me that the most salacious and the most egregious and the most unethical thing to come out of an investigation into Dan Snyder's organization is Jon Gruden's emails, or for that matter, Adam Schefter's. Like, there's a lot of skeletons in this here closet. Forget racist bones. There are full-on skeletons in this here closet. And for what I understand, this rabbit hole not only goes deep and wide, but it goes high. Now, I haven't seen some emails myself, so I wouldn't dare, report this or name names. But my understanding is that there are people in the NFL office that are pulled into this and whose addresses and whose emails are quite questionable, that if that got out, that's a whole nother set of problems. So Gruden was not even the tip of the iceberg. Gruden was a drop in the bucket. I've said the last few days, this is a larger societal issue about how people like Jon Gruden speak in private. And it's not just that they have these opinions that run counter and detrimental to societal progress in general and NFL inclusivity in particular. What the problem is how these beliefs manifest themselves in their actions. And I'm not just talking about Jon Gruden and his personnel decisions or his coaching decisions. I'm talking about CEOs and business owners, politicians. These are beliefs that are widely held. They just aren't typically said out loud or in writing. And there's a lot of these people. There's a lot of people saying the same types of things still in 2021. As antiquated as it may sound to some, far from it. And my fear is that while Gruden took the fall for this investigation, and while Gruden is getting all the attention, there are still people that are walking, talking, and acting in and on these same beliefs about women, about black people, about the LGBTQ community every day. And it's going to take a long time before this system and the people that perpetuate this system are actually smoked out. Jon Grudens will come and go. Racism, I don't know how much you guys, watch the Avengers, it's like racist, sexist, misogynist, homophobes. It's like Hydra, man. Cut off one head, two pop up in his place, So I'm not moved by Jon Gruden's firing or his removal from the Bucs Ring of Honor, because I know that the world's going to keep spinning. It's a dirty world, and we just got to figure out a way to kind of keep living in it.
Well, what do you say, Michael Smith, to those that I've read the tweets as well, and I'd love to have you be the one to give me your thoughts.
Sorry, you've read the tweets? What? I lost you there for a second.
No, I've read the tweets on my Twitter account. We haven't really discussed it much here, and I figured I'll have you, take the floor on it. That Gruden's out, but there are those, there are those who are going culture warrior, that the NFL is having people who have used offensive lyrics be the primary the primary entertainment
Halftime
act
entertainment.
of the Super Bowl, and others who have broken the law, actually run afoul of the law, given second chances to actually participate in the NFL, and Gruden is the one who's canceled. What do you say to that?
Well, I'll just, and I know you aren't using this. I'll just.
No, I'm. Trust me, I was talking about how yesterday, the social media culture warriors in our profession. It's a great day for them for clicks, but yesterday was a great day for those who believe words matter, and also public health trumps all. Because Kyrie and the Nets, that was resolved in that manner yesterday. So it was a great day for a lot of people yesterday. Is what I was saying.
Yeah, no, just the word cancel and the buzzword of the day, cancel culture, for accountability, for growth and evolution, and I'm all for cancel culture. Let's cancel racism. Let's cancel sexism. Let's cancel misogyny. It's a false equivalency that I even hate to have to lower myself to address.
Well, then you can move on if you want. I just thought I don't want to. If you don't want to,
no, I don't mind. I don't mind. No, I'm not. That's not. I don't mind. I'm saying because I know it's out there. But the part about the rap lyrics in particular, like the same people always. That's at the top of the playbook. It's like, oh, let's talk about rap music. Like that's entertainment. And I'm not saying that entertainment doesn't matter, but that's completely different than somebody in a position of power and authority and influence, espousing the views that Jon Gruden did. Not to mention, look, let's just call it what it is. Dude went at the commissioner sideways. Come on now. And at the end of the day, he was bad for business. Like, I've always been hesitant, Rich. Don't get me wrong. I've always been hesitant when it comes to legislating morality, or even when it comes to conversations about, well, what's the right amount of games under the personal conduct policy that this guy should get for hitting a woman versus this guy should get for an accusation of sexual assault versus this guy should get for deflating football. It's like, it is certainly not comparing those two things. I'm saying there's always, there's never a perfect answer into what punishment should fit the so-called crime. So it is a slippery slope for sure to take Jon Gruden out of the Bucs' Ring of Honor while Warren Sapp, for example, remains and Antonio Brown is still playing. It's business, it's optics, it's PR. And I do agree that if we were to open everybody's proverbial closet, there'd be a lot of people taking out a lot of halls of fame and rings of honor removed from their positions. But that's not what's happening here. What happened here is that over 7 years, Jon Gruden made some statements that are unacceptable, and they're bad for business, and they tarnish the shield. Now, the real question is, if Jon Gruden weren't, 12 games under 500, whatever he is, the real question is, if Jon Gruden were more successful, would Mark Davis have made that same move? Would he have still had no choice? Or was it rather convenient? He certainly seemed to want to keep him, like I said, when he was just a racist. But no, listen, I get it. But we can't get distracted from the issue at hand and say, well, if we're going to hold Jon Gruden accountable, let's not have rap music at halftime. Like, that's not the same thing. And if we got to explain why it's not the same thing, I just kind of question the motivation of the people that's trying to draw that false equivalency. So, no, I was happy to answer the question. I'm just saying, like, you kind of just know it's always the same types of people. There's a Venn diagram when it comes to the rest of their views on society in general that go straight to the whataboutism playbook. You know what I mean?
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.